You are listening to the Outlaw Podcast with me, your host, Andrea Hall. I am a certified equine gestalt coach, speaker, 3-time author, and lawyer. I help women lawyers who are miserable in their career, struggling with mental and emotional health issues, wanting to have fun in their lives, and struggling to be selfish. After fulfilling my dream of being a criminal defense attorney and opening my own law practice right out of law school, I thought I had it all. While at the height of my career, my 18-month-old puppy died, and I thought, what am I killing myself for? Sometime later, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and my world turned upside down. It was in that moment I realized something had to change. This podcast is about sharing my journey with you about what is possible in your life outside the legal profession, stopping the adulting, and being able to play as a child, inspiring you to dream again. Let the journey begin. Welcome back to another episode of Outlaw. You're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And I just wanted to share this story with you today because I think so many of us think if we leave the law profession that we're actually going to be starting from scratch, and you're really not. I dreamed of the day that I was going to be a lawyer. That's all I ever wanted to do was be a lawyer. I remember graduating from law school and ready to take the legal profession by storm. I remember the days of waking up and putting my feet on the ground and the devil saying, oh my God, she's awake. And for me, I lived for the kill until one day I didn't. I was in the middle of a 5-day jury trial when my 18-month-old puppy had been sick severely and ultimately died the morning of closing arguments. And I remember day after day making a record to the judge and for my client, explaining what I was dealing with behind the scenes, that I wasn't prepared mentally or emotionally. And the morning at 5 o'clock that I got the phone call from the vet saying my puppy had died, I remember calling the court clerk that morning and saying, can you just give me till the afternoon? Can you send the jury to breakfast and just give me till the afternoon to get my shit together? I literally had been crying, my eyes were swollen, and so it wasn't like they were going to notice anything was different that day than it had been the 5 days previous. However, I really wasn't prepared. And the judge said, basically, you have 30 minutes to get to court. And I thought, 30 minutes? What if this had been my child? What if I had gotten a phone call and my husband had been into a car accident? What would they have done? And this was the first time that I really felt the pain that my clients had felt. I felt like I was no different than anyone else, and that the judge really didn't have any sympathy for what I had going on in my life, which was what my clients felt like on a regular basis. And I remember thinking, what am I killing myself for? Because at the end of the day, clearly the court system could give two shits about me. My client could care less about me. I don't get baby announcements, flowers, or Christmas cards. In fact, I'm lucky if they pay their bill on time. And if we lose in trial, I'm the worst lawyer that they've ever had. So I decided at the end of that trial, and by the way, we didn't win, yet we knew going into the trial that it was pretty much a loser case. However, we had no offer. So we took the odds and rolled the dice. So my client wasn't super pissed at me. However, I was mad, and I left that day from the courthouse and I said, I'm going to take some time off. I'm going to step away from my law practice and I'm going to relax. I'm going to take time for me. I'm going to play and I'm going to have fun. And that summer, I hung out with my nephew and I did things that I had not done in so long. I went to Elitch's, we went to the pool, we swang, We just hung out with no agenda. I didn't have a calendar that I was run by. I wasn't having to answer phone calls or emails, and I was just able to relax and have fun. At the end of the summer, however, I remember when it was time to go back to work. And it was the first time that I went, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this for the rest of my life. Is this really what I signed up for? Is this really the stress level that I want to live with? And it was the first time I had actually de-escalated to the point that I was relaxed. I could feel myself breathe. I could check in with my heart rate. And the minute I said it was time to go back to court, I immediately went into fight or flight mode. My heart started racing. My breathing pattern changed. My voice went up 2 or 3 octaves, and I just got into this fight mode. And I went, wow, I never noticed how aggressive I was prior to stepping away from my practice. And for me, the struggle was real. I wanted to be a lawyer, yet my give a damn was busted. My parents questioned me. My parents said, you know, you've went to law school for this long amount of time. You have all these student loans. You took the bar, the stress of that, you're going to give all of that up. I searched for new areas of law that I could potentially practice in that may bring me some sort of passion. I contemplated actually going to work for another firm, even though I had been self-employed already for 8 years and grew up in a family that was business owners and hadn't really worked for anybody since before law school. And I'm not a big fan of following somebody else's rules. I was looking for jobs that would hire lawyers in the banking industry, nonprofits, government jobs. Yet none of it fueled me like being a trial lawyer did. None of it. The only passion I knew that existed was the adrenaline high of being a trial lawyer. I see other women on any number of the groups that I'm involved in that are struggling day after day, as well as the women that I still see in the community that I've practiced in for the last 14 years. Some of the complaints that I've talked about are nothing new with them either. I see these women struggling with some of these same issues daily. In fact, I see things like, what's the latest app I can download to help reduce my stress? How do I balance work and my personal life? I'm working 80 to 90 hour work weeks, and hey, guess what? I just pulled another all weekend marathon. And you know what? I can say yes to all of those comments. Been there, done it, have the t-shirt and the cliff notes for it. Until one day I realized my passion was much bigger than the criminal justice system. There is something that is better for you out there. Your passion and purpose are much bigger than being a lawyer. We women get scared. People tell us no, and the voices in our head are saying stop and keeping us stuck. If any of this resonates with you, drop me a line or send me a message and we can chat. One of the questions I'd like to leave you with today is ask yourself what record is playing in your head and keeping you stuck. What message is it telling you 24/7 to keep you stuck? It's the time to take your knowledge, your training, and your expertise and start fresh, not from scratch. Thanks for listening to another episode of Outlaw. I hope this was helpful. And again, if any of this resonates with you, please send me a private message and we can chat further or drop me a line. Make it a great day. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Outlaw. There is life after litigation. If anything I said in this episode resonates with you, call for a free exploratory session to see how I can help you. My horses will give you instantaneous feedback, unlike traditional talk therapy. You will shift your awareness into real time with the help of a horse. The horses are like lie detectors, flushing out limiting beliefs with a swish of their tail, a shift of their 1,200-pound body, or a simple unwillingness to move. Horses have a way of seeing into the window of our souls. Horses have been connected to humanity since the dawn of time. Their hearts can heal and mend our broken hearts. Simply standing in their presence can change our lives forever, putting the puzzle pieces back together and returning us to wholeness. Horses are restoring the parts of us that have been missing. You can call us at 970-682-4405 to set up your appointment today. Want to be inspired daily? See about our latest events or purchase a copy of my books? Go to our website at www.witherswhisper.com. That's www.withers.whisper.com. Or you can follow us on any social media venue at Withers Whisper. Until the next episode, listen to the whispers.